Hausen. Cordero came off the bench. He had 6. De La Rosa had 2. Fernandez 10. Sanchez 2. Gutierrez 4. Velosa 2. Esquerra 2. For Gilbey's Gens, it was Sedania with 8. Heterolau with 12 to lead the Connors.
Here is Watson. Out safely to Francis and Ice. The 28 points of Hausen. A lot must have come. The road run.
Fernandez an awful lot to get the Beerhausen team in the penalty early. Oh, Perry Sedania missed the layup that time. Cordero comes down with the rebound. Beerhausen was 12 for 14 from the foul line in the first quarter, whereas Gilbey's Gens, they only attempted 2 foul shots and they made 2.
Cordero now pulling down 3 rebounds, 2 and 1. At the corner, we find Sanchez. Doesn't make a move. Terry Saldana keeping an eye on him. Now crosses the baseline.
Yes, Gutierrez is going to be called for walking that time. Pingoy, one thing we can note is the fact that just like in the past 2 games of the Beerhausen team, some of their bench players are coming off of the bench and performing well. Tonight it's Gutierrez and Cordero.
Also want to make a report that when we started the second quarter, the Big J was rested by Turing Valenzona, and we have the skipper, Alex Clarino, seeing action for the first time here as we start the second quarter. You recall, the Big J coming out of a hamstring injury, and he really can play 48 minutes. Forward pitch, maybe last touch, Sanchez.
Yes, Clarino almost paid for the fact that he had his back to the basketball. Before that, Steve Watson threw a pass to Francis on ice. It did not connect. It was a turnover. So 2 straight turnovers.
On the matchup here, Marquez is being checked by Cordero. He'll move a little bit closer, getting the basket. Is that 4 points now to his credit? Watson and Mon Fernandez. Darina trying to help out. He's got to go back to his man. Here's Gutierrez. He's pressed. Let's go!
Turnaround jump shot by Gutierrez that time. You can see Gilbey's trying to double team on Fernandez and make him pick up the basketball.
Passes are nice. And we have Cordero pulling down his 4th rebound. De La Rosa playing tough. Here's Sanchez on a turn, and it could be a charge foul called against him. He brought Saldana with him.
Yeah, Saldana sacrificed his body that time. That's going to be Sanchez's 2nd foul.
2 well-built players going against each other, body to body, a lot of muscles there. 2nd personal foul called against Victor the Terrible. No posting is Terry jumping a little bit too soon, tapped away by Fernandez. What control right there in the shade by Terry Saldana. It's like Moses Malone.
Yes, it seems still as though the Beerhausen team, they can't box them out shooting. That's going to be Sanchez's 3rd foul.
On that particular inbound play, you got to be surprised with the quickness of Terry Saldana. Watch it once more.
Sanchez gave a nice little nudge that time. He just said hello.
Before Sanchez, could count 1, Terry Saldana was already away from his vision. And we have Relosa back to work, and encouraging statements coming from Mon Fernandez. Because Relosa is definitely a producer. Last time out, July 1, he had 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tonight, he only had 1 basket. Happened during the first quarter.
Cordero is going to be called for walking. This time, the referees seem to be very strict on the walking violations.
Well, during the past 40 seconds, 3 turnovers. 1 on a bad pass. Last touch was Sanchez, and then on walking. Here comes Mon Fernandez pulling down his 2nd defensive rebound. They're down by 4 points. We have 9 and 20. We're in the second quarter. Inside to the cutting Cordero. Hit the lip. And we have a lock ball. And as they jump, we would like to take this opportunity to pause for a few seconds to allow our provincial stations to identify themselves. Hello to the PBA followers from Iligan City. Cordero and Clarino will be jumping. The hook of Mon Fernandez.
The sky hook of Mon. The new addition.
How many points does he have now?
Lamont has 12 points in the game. That's his first basket here in the second quarter.
And they take it away from Gilbey's. Front pass to Gutierrez. He'll take it in. Great body control. Clarinho was right there to stop him.
Yes, Clarinho played good defense that time, but a good shot by Gutierrez.
And our very, very first deadlock at 34 all with 8:48 to go. De La Rosa trying to disturb our knives. He will zigzag. He will cut. Basket does not count.
And that time, Joey Marquez was there. He wanted the basketball. He was posting Cordero up. But I think our Knights had his mind made up. He wanted to go to the basket.
And speaking of Francis Onais, last Sunday, July 1, he pumped in 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Yes, our Knights goes again. They're going to say no basket. It's going to be before the shot. It's going to be the second foul on De La Rosa.
And the second personal foul called against Robert De La Rosa just placed Beerhausen on their 15th foul, while Gilbey's Gin Tonics, they're clean.
Yes, that's a big difference from the first quarter when they were in the penalty very early.
Now
Now the tables have turned.
At the moment, players on the court, we have on personal fouls, Santana and Watson of Gilbey's Gin Tonics. They're carrying 2 apiece. Marquez has 1, Arnaiz and Clarinho, they're okay. They're 0. Relosa doesn't have a personal foul, but Cordero, Gutierrez, and Mon Fernandez, they have 1 apiece, while De La Rosa is carrying 2 personal fouls on him. De La Rosa and Francis Arnaiz. He spots from 31, air ball, but Alex is right there. He will bring it closer. He's jammed. Gutierrez cutting his path, but there may be a foul on Bert De La Rosa.
Well, Francis Arnaiz, he hasn't scored on this possession by the Gilbey's Gins, but he's gotten 3 fouls on one time down the court.
Well, Colosso also returns to the game. Bert De La Rosa playing it tough, had to be faced because of 3 personal fouls, but team also is 0. And we have Watson spotting here and there. He's now got 4 points.
And Steve Watson might have the prettiest jump shot in the PBA today.
Neat. It's got a nice arch. Nice follow through. They're on top by 2. Here's Tim. But you know, when he starts going from the floor, he can really fire. Mon quickly to Colosso. Oh, that was really way to the left.
But Sedania couldn't control that defensive rebound that time, so Beerhausen will still keep the ball.
He knew he had a bad line, trying to help it with body English, but no way. Cross pass. Here comes Cordero. Fallout shot. Being contested. Alex Clarinho does not disagree. To the left of Turing Valenzuela is the full-time team manager of Gilbey's Gin Tonics, Joel Ferrer, very popular. To the right of Turing, there is Boya Pable. Denny Saldana gets fouled on that 4th play, maybe called against Velosa.
Yeah, Velosa, he hasn't been able to get going so far. Moncruz checks in the game. Gutierrez goes out.
And at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, somebody's in trouble.
Yes, the Beerhausen team, they're now over the limit. It's very early in the second quarter. And let's see if Gilbey's can exploit this.
Moncruz seeing action for the first time. Being assigned to keep an eye on our knives. Our knife, let's go. Offline. De La Rosa played strong, but he's carrying 3 personal fouls. Only 1 hit during the first quarter. Pulled down 3 defensive rebounds. The quarterbacking is Moncruz. Quickly. Difficult shot, but Tim Colosso, let's go.
Difficult shot. That was a difficult pass. Unbelievable pass.
Back to the basket twist. This is now our second deadlock. Terry Saldana. Here is Marquez. He loves to shoot. He knows he can score. He's got 6 points now.
He's very valuable coming off the bench and pumping in those points like that.
Hit ball from the floor. Francis Onais has had the opportunity, but I think Francis was concentrating more in dishing out passes, keeping an eye on cutters. He only goes to the board when he has to. Here's Mon and his hook. Yes.
Well, Steve Watson was playing defense that time, but he has to remember one thing. He has to get his hands up in the air, because Mon will just shoot right over him.
Good penetration coming from Francis Onais. His first basket with 6 and 20. We're in the second quarter. It's a 2-point game being enjoyed by Gilbey's Gin Tonics. 40-38. Jaworski and Henry waiting at the wings to come back. Paul Herrera all set to come in also for Beerhausen. Here's Mon Fernandez. Bounce pass tight. Anticipated by Francis. Here's Marquez.
Yeah, Joey Marquez running the break that time. Good fast break play for the Gilbey's team. Moncruz comes back the other way.
Here's Tim Colosso. Velosa waiting for the franchise. Inside to Cordero. He bubbled. That's got to be a turnover. Yes, it is. And here are the substitutions. We have a timeout with 5:43 in the second quarter. Norman Black and I will be right back. Back at courtside, the combination out the ring, Valenzuela. We have Jaworski, Generalao, Marquez, Watson, and Terry Saldana. Paul Herrera. And here comes Mon quickly to Paul. We have a foul called against Marquez, trying to get the ball away from Mon.
Yeah, it's not a very good foul by Marquez. He shot an air ball that time. He went in and fouled Mon Fernandez. Now he's going to be replaced by Gary Vargas, but he's lucky he fouled Mon that time because he left his man Herrera on a fast break.
And I think that's the reason as to why Ring Valenzuela rested Marquez in favor of Gary Vargas, just to tell him, you know, when you do that, it's at the sacrifice of something, and your man, he could have really pumped forward, and a good stretch coming from Coloso.
Yes, good pump fake by Coloso, too, to get free from Sonny Jaworski. And Pingoy Marquez did his job while he was in the game. He was only in there for a short while, but he scored 8 points.
Super night, and you picked him out because when he clicks, you know it's going to be a factor, could be a big headache for Carbonell. Paul Herrera getting his first personal foul on the cutting Marquez, and since Beerhausen, they're in team foul trouble, we have Vargas at the line. And as we watch him take 2 from the line, the other day saw the assistant vice president of Filipro, Levi Castillo, dining at the Doña Nena's restaurant. That's at Anza Street, corner McCarthy Avenue, and he enjoyed the Albert famous wet paella, steak Charlemagne, and I think you should go there too. Good company, and you're gonna have the best service. Doña Nena's restaurant, Anza Street, corner McCarthy Avenue. Mon Fernandez going out to low post, being blocked by Watson. He maneuvers. Pass is a little bit too deep, so he has to give it to Herrera. Velosa.
Good movement of the basketball that time. Fernandez saw that he was underneath the basket. He passed off Herrera to Herrera. Herrera went to Velosa for the 2.
Here's the big J. He sees the opening. Doesn't take advantage of the opportunity. A little bit too strong. Hit the rim. Down by 10 on 2 occasions. They're not just down by 2. If they score here, they'll be creating the 4th deadlock. We have 4:17, second quarter.
Referee Cruz that time, he let Gary Vargas know right away he was the one that committed the foul. He called his name out. It's going to be Beerhausen's ball on the side.
And there was there's no impression whatsoever from Gary Vargas. He didn't contest it. Here's ball, good timing. However, he took steps. We have another turnover.
A lot of people are moving out here without a license, Pingoy.
I tell you, at the rate they are being called on traveling, this is going to be very heavy. Here's the big J, Rainbow territory. From 18 feet, it's Gary Vargas.
No hesitation from Gary Vargas. He saw he was open. He put the jump shot up right away.
He had the feel, and Gary, 4 points during the first quarter, pumping another 4. He had 2 from the line, and then 1 from the floor in the second quarter, 8 points. Taken away by Generalao. Here he comes. He will take it in. What a brave move. Mon Cruz, good positioning, and Gary Vargas bouncing from behind. That is Gary's second personal.
And that time, Willie Generalao went to the hoop. He did not have an advantage. It was a 2-on-4 fast break. Maybe he should have just bought it out and set up a play.
And once upon a time, Gary Vargas and Mon Cruz played together for Upcore, multi-titled. From the corner, Mon Cruz wants it, and he gets it.
It's almost like that's his favorite spot on the floor. He dribbled right to the corner and shot the ball.
One of the guys that can really spot, got very strong wrists. Here's Terry Saldana. Watch his footwork. And then allow shot clock coming from Mon. He gets it. Hit the board. Here comes Mon Cruz, the other Mon. And anticipated by Gary Vargas. Going to Watson. Quickly to the big J. They're on top by 2. Generalao wants it closer. He crashes through Gary Vargas. Great body control. He was signaling that he got caught in the hip by somebody.
Well, somebody grabbed his shorts that time, trying to keep him on the ground, but he scored the 2 points anyway.
Cruz short, and Gary Vargas good positioning, preventing Paul Herrera from moving closer. Here's Watson. Looking for Terry Saldana. He'll take it in. Nobody boxed out Gary Vargas. He's strong off the boards. That'll be his 10th point, 12 point.
The Gilbey's team, they're now up by 6 points. Gary is all of a sudden taking over this game.
In this particular second quarter alone, he's pumping 8 additional points to score. And Mon up in the air. Great pass from Tim. 2 and 11 here in the second quarter. We have a timeout being asked by Turing Valenzuela. Norman Black and I will be right back. Back at court side as Mon Fernandez tries to make points from the line. May we remind you once more to watch Pitch Gaston answer his fan mail in our PBA mailbox portion coming up at halftime. PBA mailbox is brought to you by Jules Bouchard Brandy. After making 10 points in the first quarter, another 7 here in the second for Mon Fernandez. He's 17 points. Hosting steady Saldana. Shot blocked from behind by Paul Herrera. Good jump. His team Colosso looking very strong.
Smart move by Colosso that time. He had no advantage, so he slows the ball up.
Here's Colosso moving much closer. Stepped on the baseline.
Well, he's complaining that he was pushed out by Jaworski.
Remember the good old days when forced out?
Yes, it used to be a force out rule. Most of the times now, though, they'll call you for just stepping on the baselines.
During the timeout, Bilbao came in for Moncruz. Here's the Big J, the baseline. He's strong.
Yes, he did what Colosso tried to do down the other end. He took his man baseline, only this time he made his 2 points.
So far, the Big J, 4 points is credit. Last Sunday, July 1, the Big J shot 16 points, pulled down 8 rebounds. They shot 12 big assists.
Good block by Gary Vargas that time. Here comes Gilbey's on a fast break.
You cannot overlook the spring ability. Great pass, bad shot, but there is Gary Vargas again. You cannot overlook him. He's like a beam.
And nobody's blocking him off the boards, Pingoy. Who's ever playing him, I think it's Herrera. He's going to have to start concentrating on blocking Gary Vargas out. He has those springs in his legs.
And Paul Herrera must pay attention to Gary Vargas. He's pumping 10 points right here. But from long range, we have a retaliation coming from Cordero.
He shot 6 points during the first quarter. His first basket here in the second, a total of 8.
Here is the Big J, and Bilbao cannot play it in time. 38.5 seconds left before the end of the first half. This is a sudden death. There is no tomorrow for the loser. You've got to play for third or fourth.
The big basket, big basket.
Yes, that turnover by Jaworski that time led to a fast break for the Beerhausen team. Cordero scores the 2 from the outside.
Here's Teddy Saldana. He's got very strong legs. Bilbao trying to help out. Draws a foul.
It's his third personal foul. You know, that infraction committed by the Big J, a pass intended for a low post man.
It is so stunning because that is rarely created by the Big J.
Well, what happened? It looked like it just slipped out of his hands. One of those things. But there are only 15 seconds left in the first half as Saldana makes his first foul shot.
Terry Saldana has pulled down 8 rebounds so far, 5 and 3. He's made his 12 point. He had his first 8 points in the first quarter.
Well, Beerhausen will probably try to slow the ball down now, take a shot. The last 5 seconds of the first half.
They're down by 5. Here's Mon looking outside. And there is a press coming from the Big J. He's trying to help out Watson. He didn't like Watson to commit his 4th foul. Steve Irby has 3.
Well, that was
the
a
Big
good.
J sacrificed himself.
That was a good foul by Jaworski because they're not in penalty yet, but Herrera scores anyway.
He beats the horn with plenty of time to spare. The first basket coming from Paul Herrera whipped down the lead of Gilbey Gin Tonics to 3. Gilbey's had a 10-point lead on 2 occasions, but that was history. Right now, they're on top by 3, and they're looking good. Beerhausen, they're on second gear. It's going to be a tough second half. Now, before Norman Black reports to you on box scores and his evaluation of the first 2 quarters, we turn you back to our studio.